Let me ask you what you're scared of. If you're looking at buying a house, what's the biggest reason you're scared to do so? Is it because you're afraid you'll make a mistake? Well, if so, I'm sitting in a parking lot no less than about a half a mile from my first home I bought. I can actually probably see it right now. And it's in a really beautiful area. I don't know if you could see the mountains. So it's in a great area, but I made so many mistakes buying my first home, which sucks because I'm supposed to be an expert and I've been doing this a while. But luckily this was many houses ago and many better financial decisions later. But the reason I'm telling you this is because hopefully you can learn from me. So what did I do wrong? First of all, I was way too emotional. I was desperate. I thought I needed to buy a house because the housing market was so crazy, and I thought I'd never be able to afford to buy a house if I didn't get in before it was too late. So I completely panicked. I decided I needed a house right away, and literally absolutely anything would do, and I jumped in way too fast. So of course I was blinded by emotion, and I found any property, basically the first property that came along, that I was like, hey, this works. And I didn't really make sure it was a good investment. And I bought a condo that had a homeowners association. And I looked at some of the financials, but I didn't realize there was a massive problems with the condominium complex. They didn't have enough reserves, and the reserves are like a condominium savings account. And there was literally no planned maintenance on the property. So this led to so many issues with repairing the property and repairing my own personal property, and way more maintenance bills that should have been there if a plan would have been in place. So when you're buying a property, make sure you go through each and every document with a fine-tooth comb. And this is completely boring, but will save you money in the long run. If I would have gone through the meeting minutes, I would have seen the problems and I would have been able to choose a different property. But make sure it's a good investment. I saw the building and condo itself really needed a lot of work, but I was willing to overlook it because I was being too emotional. I paid too much, and what I should have done is looked at comparables in the area, places that were basically the same age, the size, so in a 1-2 bedroom, overall location and condition as your property, and see what they're selling for and how that compares to the property that you're looking at. If your realtor should be able to do this, or you can do it with a little bit of math, but make sure that you're not overpaying and make the emotional decision I did. If you're in a market where houses go fast and you get into a bidding war, decide on a predetermined price beforehand and don't ever go over it just because you need a house or you fell in love with the kitchen or the backyard. Those are some of my mistakes. I bet you're wondering, did I do anything right? So luckily I did some. I made sure that I could afford the total housing payment, not just what the bank told me that I could get a loan for. So I knew my credit and financial situation before even starting the process. And basically I had gone through exactly what I made, my average monthly housing expenses, and I looked at my savings, my debt, and I felt secure about buying a house. And I was ready for any unforeseen expenses by having additional savings and not using all my cash for the down payment and closing costs. And I knew that my payment was made up of more than just my mortgage payment. So I was prepared for things like utilities, additional maintenance, taxes, insurance, HOA payments, mortgage insurance, everything like that. And finally, I was pre-approved before I even started looking at a house. So don't be too emotional. Look at all the documentation on the property. Make sure it's a good investment. Know what you can afford and know your finances beforehand and know how much it costs to own a home. And finally, get pre-approved with a good lender. If you do all of this, you'll be well on your way of securing your financial future. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope this has helped take some of the fear out of the home buying process for you by learning from my mistakes. So I'll be back with more soon. Talk to you later. Have a great rest of your day.